Of yoga midday here. So whether you're joining on the live stream or whether you're doing this video later on, welcome. I'm going to start on the back. This is a stretchy class. So I'm going to start on the back. Feet flat on the floor with your knees bent and just having your arms in any position that feels right for you. With those knees bent, having the feet a nice easy distance away from your hips, so not all the way close in towards your bum. Closing down or softening the gaze, and just really taking a moment to almost sigh your body into the floor. A few breaths like that, sighing it out. And then we'll start with just a little bit of movement through the hips, just to bring a bit of space and lubrication there. So take your arms out to the side. Take your feet out as wide as the mat or as wide as a mat if you're not using a mat. Keeping those knees bent. Move with the breath. So inhale here. And then as you exhale, lower your knees over to the right, both knees to the right. Inhale back into the middle. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale to the middle. Exhale to the right. And just keep going for yourself. Inhale to the center and exhale to one side. If you want to bring more into the neck, you can turn your head the opposite direction of your knees. And then when the knees come back to the middle, the head comes back to the middle. And then the head turns to the left. Or whichever side is different to your knees. One more round each side. Finding your way back into the center. Still working with your knees bent, but draw your feet closer in towards you. And then hug your right knee into the chest, holding either around the shin or behind the thigh. And if you like, you can straighten your left leg out along the floor. Just pause here for a moment. Keep the breath in and out. Inhale and exhale. And you can just rock that knee, that right knee, side to side a little. If it feels comfortable, keep that left leg straight out along the floor or bring the foot back to the floor, knee bent. And then extending that right leg up to the sky, hands behind the thigh if you can reach, no big deal if you can't. And again, just pausing, breathing, active up through that right heel, stretching through the back of the leg. In breath, out breath. From here, bend your left knee so that foot comes back to the floor. Bend your right knee again, but now bring the right ankle to touch to your left knee. So just at the base of the thigh where that left thigh and knee connect. Hang out here for a moment. You move the left foot towards you a little bit. And if you want more hip stretch on that right leg, lift your legs off the floor, possibly holding around the left thigh, the right hand coming in between the legs. Relax through the face, stretch. Stretch through the hip here. One more breath. And then as you exhale, release your hands, but extend both of your legs up towards the ceiling, both hands up towards the ceiling, and just roll through the ankles and the wrists. Other direction. And then bringing both feet back down to the floor like we began, arms relaxed by your sides, and just take a moment to feel any difference between left and right side. And then we do that all on the other side. So exhale, draw the left leg in towards you, taking hold around the shin or behind the thigh. Option to have the right knee bent or straight. Just settling in, one breath at a time. Possibly just rocking that left knee side to side. When we're bringing a stretch into the body tends to be more receptive when we just coax it. We just nudge it just a little bit, not forcing in any way. And then stilling the leg. Finding your next breath, whether it's an inhale or an exhale, place the hands behind the left thigh. If you can reach, it's okay if you can't. Taking the leg straight up towards the ceiling. So you can be here without your hands or holding the thigh. Push up through the heel. Keep that right leg long and lengthened if you have it straight. Gently coaxing the body in. You don't need to have your foot over your face. You don't need to be feeling the most intense thing ever. Just a little bit is enough. And then bringing the right foot to the floor, bending the left knee, but bringing that left ankle to that right knee, lower thigh point. Just being here for a moment, just checking the waters. Is it sufficient? Would you like more sensation? If so, lift the leg off the floor, possibly holding around that right thigh, or maybe you can reach your right shin. Relaxing through the jaw, through the face. Again, if you're holding onto that right leg, that left arm is in between the two legs, and then the right arm wraps around the outer right leg. Gently does it. This sequence in general is just a really great little series of poses. If you spend a lot of time sitting, if you're a runner, a cycler, if you're new to yoga, releasing the legs, extending both legs and arms up to the ceiling, rotating through the ankles and wrists. And the other way. If you feel like you could do a little shake of the legs and arms, go ahead. Might be a bit odd, definitely helpful though. And then releasing the arms and legs down, bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees splay out to the side. If this is too much on your hips, just place your hands, palms down under your bum. Take 2 deep breaths here. Release the hands from underneath you if they're there. Bring the legs in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Rock side to side. And you can either just roll to one side, come up to a seated position, or rock forwards and backwards, coming up to a seated position. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Knees out to the side. So same leg position you were just in, except now you're upright. If you happen to find sitting difficult, that would be very normal. Find something to sit on, a cushion from the couch, folded blanket or a towel. Feet are quite far away from you here. Press the hands on the front of the shins. And I'll just turn to the side so you can see what's happening with the spine. We just do a few seated cat-cows to finish here. So inhale, curling the chest forward, lifting the chin a little. Exhale, rounding the spine like you're going to fall backwards. Inhale, sweeping the chest forward, lift the chin a little. Stay in this forward position, and if it's there for you, bring your hands down and see if you can fold forward over your legs. So having your feet further away from you will definitely make that forward position a lot more accessible. If it's there for you and you find it helpful, you can drop your head. For a lot of people who have tension in the neck and the upper back, it can actually feel more strenuous. So if that's the case, keep your head up. Feel that stretch across the whole back of the body. One more breath here. And then slowly walk your hands back up towards you. Place your hands behind you. Bring the soles of your feet to the floor so your knees are pointing up. Create a sense that you're really rooted down into the floor with your hands. And then as you inhale, lift your hips, feet pressing down. And then as you exhale, lower down. And you can either finish here or find your way into a lying down position for a little extra time for relaxation for yourself. For now, this is our 10 minutes of yoga stretch. Thanks for joining. Namaste.